You are here. That is the theme of today's practice. Set your space up if you have not already. You'll need a few props today: a bolster or pillows, maybe yoga blocks, blankets, or just some towels, something to give some cushion. Slowly get in and settled. Maybe hit pause if you need a little more time. All of this class is going to be lying down. First, grab a towel or blanket, whatever you're using, to place under your head. You're going to place it under the head rather than the neck. This is going to give support for your head and neck. Maybe draw a blanket across your body for weight and support. Bend your knees and feel the feet on the ground. Kind of explore, move your arms in different directions. Maybe they're down by your sides, maybe they're out wide. Move around in a curious way so you can find what works best for you. What would your body like to do? What feels supportive for you right now? As you continue to settle in, feel where your body is making contact with the ground. Maybe gently roll your head left and right a few times, eventually pausing in stillness with your nose facing up. This practice is going to be really gentle and really slow. And honestly, that can be more challenging than intense, vigorous yoga or anything. The art of slowing down and tuning in is what you'll be exploring today. And let's start by a little presence check. Draw your knees in towards your chest. If you have a blanket or something, it might need to move. Squeeze your knees in towards you. Maybe you give a little self-massage, moving from your knees down to the ankles. And begin to draw circles with your knees, maybe using your hands to do that. And by drawing these circles, you're beginning to massage into the low back. And as you move and feel, continue with this circling and this presence check. And going back to what I said of slowing down can be even more challenging than vigorous exercise. And so likely through this practice, you're going to find your mind racing and going to past, going to future. After your next circle, begin to rotate your legs in the other way. And so if and when you find your mind going to any of those ways, just slowly notice and bring your focus back to feeling. Come back to stillness and let your legs drop towards the side. So you're still in that knees in shape, but knees are out to the sides of your body, getting into your hips a little bit. You can rock left and right. You could let your knees go forward and come back to your torso. Just find a little movement here. Again, thinking of it as curious movement. No right, no wrong. There's nothing that this should look like or should feel like. You could even draw your neck and nose up if you'd like. And then keep your left knee in towards your chest. Extend your right leg all the way down to the ground. Find some circular movement in the left foot, drawing circles one way and the other. And then again, drawing circles with your knee, maybe using your hands like you're stirring a really large pot. Or maybe you just muscle, moving the knee around to the side, getting even more into that hip. Continue flowing in the circular motion in the same way one more time. And then switch, rotate in the other direction. Pause in the center. Extend your leg up overhead, so it's almost like you're standing just with the left leg. Now your hands could be wrapped around the back of your thigh. Maybe the leg is just up. Try not to bring your leg back towards your torso, just simply a straight leg extension. Now your knee still might be bent, your leg might not be quite at 12 o'clock. That doesn't matter, just simply extending the leg. You can point the toes away from you and then press the heel away from you and just see how that changes the sensation that you're feeling. Likely feeling some action in your hamstring and your calf, the Achilles tendon, maybe your ankle. Take one more breath and then slowly bring your leg down and extend it all the way out so you're lying flat. When you're ready, switch sides. So now the right knee comes in towards your chest. Give it a little squeeze. You can rotate your ankle, your right foot, drawing circles. Eventually finding circles with that knee into the hip. Large circles, or maybe they're small circles. Continue flowing in one direction. And begin to rotate in the other way. A little brain action. Maybe even noticing how miraculous it is that we can think, we can communicate with our brain of actually, I want to do that same thing, but in a different way now. Draw your knee back to chest. Slowly extend your leg. Again, maybe fingers are behind your thigh. Slowly working to straighten the leg. Maybe it's never fully straight, right? Straightening. Your hands don't have to be behind the leg, especially if that tends to create more stress for your shoulders. You feel like you're rolling up, then just let it go. Let the arms go and just focus on the leg that is lifted. You can press through the heel, point through the toes. Maybe rotate foot inward and outward. Just being curious and noticing what you feel right now. A few more breaths here. Slowly lower your leg, bending the knee, both legs down the mat. Allow a moment of rest. Let your body adjust. Bend your knees again. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Note what props that you have and come into a spinal twist. Let your knees drop towards the left side. Maybe you first do that and then evaluate. A few options. One could be having a blanket or towel in between your knees, in between your legs from knee to ankle. Maybe you need more support than that, and so you put a pillow or bolster in between the knees. Important thing is that this twist is coming from your low back, so you're not fully lying on your side. Your shoulders are still relatively neutral on the mat as they were. It's just the hips stacking. Allow your head to roll side to side a few ways. And then you choose whether you want to rest on the right side of your face, opposite of the knees. That might be too much for your neck, so maybe you face the same direction as the knees. A helpful trick for when the mind wanders is what I call a presence check. And it's simply 2 questions. And in a moment, I'll ask you them as a way to help you center and ground. And then once you learn it, you might revisit it anytime you feel your mind wandering. Whether that's simply again throughout this class, or maybe you enjoy it like I do and you bring this little trick into your day, your meditation practice. So the presence check is this. The first question is, where are you? And the answer is here. And so when I ask, you'll silently or verbally say, here. And the second question is, what time is it? And it is now. Here and now. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it go, maybe from the mouth, a gentle sigh. Where are you? Here. You are here. And what time is it? Now. Allow yourself to simply be here now. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And slowly begin to transition from this shape. Move any props away. Slowly draw both knees in towards the chest. And find neutral. You can bend the knees, feet on the floor, or you could stretch all the way out, legs long. Notice the impact of that shape. Notice the impact of this practice so far. When you're ready, switch sides, coming into the spinal twist on your right. Allow the knees tucked in together, drop to the right side. And the props you used on the other side might not be the most supportive on this one. So maybe you use a little less, a little more. Like on the other side, allow your head to go left and right gently, eventually resting on any side, facing towards the right, facing towards the left. Listen to the cues from your own body rather than what you feel like you should or questioning what's right. Remember that you are here now. And anytime you start to feel the pull to past or future, pull yourself back. You might gently say, I am here. Take a final breath in this shape. Deep breath in, a deep breath out. Slowly draw knees to chest, coming out of that shape. Maybe finding a little rocking motion. Then allow the feet to come down to the ground. And draw your knees out towards the side. This is known as bound angle. Some people know it as butterfly. So feet are touching and legs are kind of making a diamond shape. Find your support. You might tuck a pillow underneath each knee, a block, a blanket. Even if you feel like you don't need anything, I do recommend tucking something underneath your knees because we'll be here for a while, and that support will just allow you to really let go without holding any tension or even effort in your low body. And this pose can feel a little vulnerable. So maybe you'd like to drape a blanket or towel over your body, or maybe you're just simply cold, and so you do that. As you settle in, rest your arms by your side. Maybe they rest on heart and belly to help feel your breath and help you really be here now. Allow your body to be heavy. Know that there's nothing for you to do. Take one more deep breath in. Release it out. And slowly exit. Bring the knees together in towards the chest. A small rock side to side. Feet come back down to the ground, that deep bend in the knees, transitioning to bridge pose, restorative bridge pose. Just like all of these, there's several options for you. You might bring the block underneath your sit bones. Figure out which height. I recommend not a super high one, something lower, easy to maintain. Alternatively, you might bring a pillow or bolster underneath your sit bones rather than a block. So play around. And first, stay with knees bent, feet on the floor. Hands resting on belly, chest, or maybe arms are out wide like a T. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe you stay with knees bent, or perhaps you stretch your legs out wide or long. You could also try, if you'd like, reaching your arms up overhead, resting on the ground, creating a sense of length through all the body. You are here. A deep breath. And slowly transition to our final resting pose. And you decide whether that would feel best lying on your back. I'm personally going to take a blanket over my body, a pillow underneath my knees, but maybe you roll over to your side. Maybe you do something similar. Set yourself up for optimal relaxation. Take 3 deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through the nose or maybe the mouth. Take 2 more deep breaths on your own. You are here. You are here. Without moving, just feel your body. Notice sound. All these little things helping you to slowly come back. Maybe welcoming in a little movement, like wiggling toes, fingers, circling ankles and wrists. And alternatively, if you're easing into bedtime or you simply have more time to lay here, don't rush the process. If you do have something coming next, then your movement might get a little bigger. Rotating ankles and wrists, maybe bending into the knees, maybe even rolling to a side. And again, if there's no time crunch, maybe you stay lying down. Draw your hands towards your chest. Palms can be together or resting on the chest, and just take a moment to acknowledge yourself for taking the time to be here. To be here now.